Hi, it's me, Gabrielle, and I'm going to start this film out by telling everyone that Xena is for everyone. For grown-ups, for tweens. So no way, duh, so I believe, so no way that I'm doing something that is wrong. And I also believe that even if I know that the ones watching my films are grown ups and tweens, and our show, Xena Warrior Princess, is for grown ups and tweens too. Now I got that out of the way. Anyway, so today's going to be just some talking film. I know I haven't done some in some time, and I know this channel seems to be a mixed bag between was it Angry Grandpa? Was it Kid Behind the Camera? Was it Majugga Nuggets or Psycho Dad? Well, so today goes one of these films. So I start out the film by saying, remember think back when my mother Xena had a hang up one day and one of the things came off of her and the sticky stuff dried up that we were working with and she had to go and get some other sticky stuff to work with? Well, we got this, and hopefully this is more good than the other ones we were getting. Of course, the package seems to be beat up a little bit, but it is what it is. Here we go. And hopefully this one doesn't dry up like the other one we had before it did, even though we put the lid on it. And the sad thing is we only worked with that stuff maybe like once before it dried up. So, you're doing really good when it actually dries its own self up and you can't even open it. So, as of right now, it's still in the package. We won't open it up until we actually need to work with it. But you wonder, why do we even have it for? Well, you see Serena Sailor Moon's buns things come off, but they haven't come off in some time. But my mother has shit on her. Breaks of her dress, whatever, her arm pads, elbow pads, all that stuff has sticky stuff. And that comes undone. And when that comes undone, you got to stick it back together. It is what it is. We're not going to have what happened to her before. If you remember what happened to her around 2012, and by the time 2016 2017 while it came along, she had basically everything was coming off of her, and we didn't have no way to keep any of that stuff on back then. And I also happened to have been meeting with one of our friends. Well, we like to call him one of our friends, Ashley Williams from Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, and the Army of Darkness stream, the Evil Dead stream games, the Evil Dead funny books, and Ash vs. Evil Dead, or whatever you want to call it. So, Gabrielle, I always want to ask you, what happened to your staff or your stick? Why is there film on it? Because it broke in half one day, because it was bent, and we kept playing with it, trying to straighten it out, and it broke, and the sticky stuff couldn't keep it together, so that's why we had to use this film. Yep, I'm sure there's folks at Toy Biz that are like, Gabrielle's staff was always bent. It was never made to have folks try to straighten it out. No? And I'm sure a lot of folks out there probably didn't think about using film or something to keep it together when it wanted to come undone. Just like folks wouldn't use sticky stuff to keep all that stuff from coming off my mother Xena when it does. Yeah, I'm sure they would have come up with that sooner or later. One of them would have said, hey, why don't we do that? So, what do you think about this whole for kids, not for kids thing? Well, it's fucked up. I mean, not the law, but it's fucked up in a way. I mean, the law is good, but is that you have films like this who are for everyone, grown-ups and tweens, and you don't truly know what to have your stuff as. So you think if you market for kids, you're taking a risk that one day someone flags that and it goes to the Federal Trade Commission and they say you're not for kids. Or if you mark it for kids and then it gets flagged and the Federal Trade Commission has to look at it, I don't know how they go by doing it, and they say, oh, you're not for kids, and then you get a hang up, either being fined if you have some kind of income they can fine you on, or if not, they find some other way of handicapping you. Either have the film removed or films removed, or either they have, your channel shut down. Well, I don't know, to tell you the truth. But I think we're in good standing. I know that my show is for everyone, just like your show's for everyone. And everything we do on this YouTube channel was made for grown-ups and made for tweens. It always has and always will be. And those are the folks we want to make films for. And those are the folks who watch our films, and love our films and write on our films and stuff. Right, Gabrielle. So, everybody just talking about all the evil will come out of it, all the bad. No one really talks about any good that might come out of it. They just want to talk about all the bad things that will happen. Called fear. They're just fear-mongering. They're just, pushing fear around, Gabrielle, is what they're doing. The truth is, they don't know what's going to happen. The truth is, they think it's going to be, here's what they would have you believe. They would have you believe that the Federal Trade Commission would just come in and spy go behind your back and look at your film without you knowing about it, and then they start telling you, you're fined, and stuff like that, or, oh, your film's gone, or, your fairway's shut down or something. Which wouldn't be true, Gabrielle. It wouldn't be true, Ashley, because someone would have to report that and tell that to the Federal Trade Commission. Someone would have to flag the fairway or, and report the fairway to them. And then they would have to look at the fairway and all the films on it and everything that was written on the films and stuff for them to make the pick if it was either right or wrong for it. But what I think it comes down to is taking information from kids and how you work with it. And we're going to be honest here. First off, we are not a YouTube mate, so we're not making any income from Google or YouTube, so there are no personalized, or what you want to call one zone sellings shows on our channel or our fairway or films. So we're not taking anything from anyone. We're not asking anything from anyone, from any kids, and we're not taking it without asking because, well, first off, we're not doing any of that. And since we're for grown-ups and we're for tweens, it is what it is. So as far as the law goes, we're good, I know, you're probably going to say, I know what you're saying. Oh, well, Gabrielle, you're a doll. And, well, keep in mind, Xena's for everyone, grown-ups and tweens. So I think I'm good. Plus, plus a film has to be reported to the FTC for them to even do anything on it. And they got to have enough truth to it to even underseek the film or films or fairway to even make a pick if it was right or wrong. So, but I think the big thing will probably happen is that anyone who is a YouTube mate who's making income from Google through YouTube, through their Google AdSense, will either have their income completely gone or have their income cut in half and not be making as much from YouTube or from Google as a YouTube mate as they would be making prior before January the 1st. So that's going to be something. And some of them, they're going to bitch that they're not going to make so much. Others are going to say that this YouTube fairway is a business to them. It's the way they make their income and that YouTube had no right to do it. And others are just going to go to, like Patreon, that French Bardware, that backing Webstead, or that importing Webstead, or go to GoFundMe. It is what it is. But it is what it is. Okay? And the first thing I want to let everyone know that we have never done anything wrong to kids. There are no kids watching our films. This fairway was made for grown-ups and tweens. There is nothing being taken from anyone without anyone asking for it. There are no ads or sellers on our YouTube fairway. We're not making any income on this. So, and our films are for grown-ups and tweens. The ones that we make films for are grown-up and tweens too. So I believe we're good. Okay, that's it. I'm Gabrielle Cunningston. I'll see you all later.